Hey peeps, welcome to the Legends Gaming channel. This is Brandon here with the Dragonic Overlord deck profile today. First we're going to go over our ride line. Alright, our starter is Lizard Runner Undex. His effect is when this unit is rode upon. If you went second, you may draw a card. Nice, very basic. That's pretty much what all Overdrive starters are doing right now. This is Undex. Art looks great, matches the rest of the deck. So I'm playing this version. Next, our ride up is Embodiment of Armor Bar. This unit's Vanguard skill is when it's ridden upon by Dragonic Knight Nahalim, you can counterblast one, search your deck for any grade 1, reveal it to your opponent, and put it into your hand. So very reminiscent of the old Conroe skill we had back in the day. Your grade 2, as foretold, is Dragonic Knight Nahalim. When this unit, on Vanguard, when it is rode upon by a unit with Overlord in its card name, I can call this unit out to rearguard. And then finally, of course, the big guy himself, Dragonic Overlord. Got two skills. During the battle of this unit attacks a rear guard. Your opponent cannot call cards from their hand to the Guardian Circle. So you're almost guaranteed to hit a rear guard whenever you swing a rear guard with your Dragonic Overlord. Second effect is once per turn, when this unit's attack hits, I can counterblast one, discard a card from my hand, and then restand this unit. He gets -1 drive until the end of the turn. So 3 drive checks in 1 turn, discard 1, counterblast 1 to restand him. Very nice, very Overlord. Right, now for the rest of the main deck, first we play 3 more copies of Dragonic Overlord. Dragonic Overlord, like most Overdressed Grade 3s, has the Persona Ride ability, which is when you ride a same copy on top of a unit, you get to give 10k to your front row for the turn and draw an additional card. Since Overlord tends to be a grindier deck, you definitely want to max out your copies of this. That's all we have for Grade 3s. Next up, for our Grade 2s, we're playing an oldie but goodie, Berserk Dragon. His new skill is on rearguard when this unit attacks. If I have a Vanguard with Overlord in its name, this unit gains 5,000, making him a 15k beater. Second skill is I may then choose to counterblast 1, choose my opponent's grade 2 or less rearguards, and retire it. So Berserk Dragon, for the cost of a counterblast, gives you a lot of nice spot control. You can take care of pesky threats on the opponent's side of the board that they still have out there for you. Very nice card. Also, being a 15k attacker, you boost it with an 8k. That makes 23, which is a very good number. At least forces a 15k guard out of the opponent's hand. Next up for grade 2s, we have 3 more copies of Dragonic Knight Nahalim. Nahalim's rearguard skill is once per turn, if I have a Vanguard with Overlord in its card name, I can Soul Blast 1 and give my Vanguard as well as Nahalim himself 5k. Same thing, it makes Nahalim a 15k attacker, which is very nice when boosted by 8s, as well as making Overlord an 18k swing by himself, making it very difficult to guard against, to make sure you let rear guard attack goes through. That's all we have for grade 2s. Next are grade 1s. First, once again, returning, Embodiment of Armor Bar. His rear guard skill is once per turn when my Vanguard's attack hits, which Dragonic Overlord's attack, one of his attacks is almost always going to hit, this unit will gain 5k for the turn, making him a 13k booster. Very, very nice. Put that behind a 15, makes for a 28. That requires now a 20k guard just to get through that. Next, we play 4 copies of Dragon Monk Gojo, the final encounter card in the set. His skill is when a Vanguard's attack hits that this unit boosted, I can retire him to countercharge 1. Dragonic Overlord, Berserk Dragon, and another card we're going to show off soon, all counterblast. Since you're playing longer games, you definitely want a card like Gojo to help keep your resources. Next, we play 3 copies of Stealth Dragon, Tetristed. Tetristed's ability is when this card is discarded during your turn, you may put this unit into the soul. Now, you have 2 different times that you'll be discarding with this deck. First is anytime during your ride deck phases. You'll discard Tetristed, and instead of going to the drop zone, you'll put him into the soul to help boost him up, giving you extra soul resources to let you use Nahalim's effect every turn if you like. As well as Dragonic Overlord himself, when you discard for cost to restand. Very nice card. I probably wouldn't play more than 3, just because it's only a 7k booster, so you almost never want to call this card to the board. It's very helpful for what it's designed to do. Next, we have Stealth Dragon Tetristed. Tetristed's ability is when an attack this unit boosted hits, I can counterblast 1, retire this unit, and then I get to choose one of my Vanguards, Dragonic Overlord, and search my deck for another copy of it to add to my hand. Tetristed's great, since Dragonic Overlord is going to hit anyway, almost every time. You can grab Persona Rides with it, and keep constantly applying pressure every turn, making Dragonic Overlord himself at least a 23, and your 2 15k rear guards attacks 25s. Finally, for our last grade 1, we have Twin Buckler Dragon. This is the PG for the Dragon Empire clan, and it's one for the booster, so it's got the additional effect of not only when you play it, I can prevent an attack from hitting something, but if I have 2 or less cards in my hand, I don't even need to discard a card for it. Very nice. I very much love the new Overdressed Perfect cards. Next, our trigger lineup. We're playing 1 over trigger, 2 draw triggers, 3 of the new front triggers, a total of 6 critical triggers, 4 heal triggers. To go through the individual cards if you'd like, the over trigger for Dragon Empire, you get to choose one of your Vanguards and restand it. Once again, very Overlord, very fun, very great skill, along with getting to draw the card and assigning the 100 million somewhere. We also are playing the brand new front trigger. Its ability is when my opponent is at grade 3 or greater, this card gains an additional 5k shield, making it a 20k card. Anyway, I've messed with my trigger lineup a little bit on this one. I've tried playing more draws to try to keep my combo pieces. I've tried playing extra criticals to make sure my Dragonic Overlord is always very threatening. But just the way the deck plays, with it being a much slower game, a very grindy game, I've really enjoyed this trigger lineup, having the additional shield from the fronts, the occasional draw if I need it from my draw triggers and my over trigger, but then still threatening with critical triggers. So that is all for the trigger lineup. And then our last card of the deck, we are playing 3 copies of Burn Bright Pure Prayers. This is a blitz order that says when I have 3 or more damage, I can choose one of my units, and it gains 15 for the turn. Now, you're like, oh, well, that's not too bad. That's about the same as a trigger, so it's just extra guarding options, which is also very true. The additional thing with this, though, is that since it's a blitz order, you don't call it to Guardian Circle, so you can use this in a Dragonic Overlord mirror match of sorts to try to get around that effect, essentially making their unit not hit. So it's a very nice counterpick for the mirror match, as well as just being extra guard for your grinding games. Alright guys, here's the full list of my Dragonic Overlord deck profile. I've enjoyed playing this deck a lot. It's probably the most played deck I've used in the Brush of Legends format so far. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, feel free to comment below. Otherwise, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Brandon out.